Hello friends, I'm MK Yadav and I'm starting a new course to cover all the 350 plus government schemes which belongs to 40 plus union ministries at present. So before going forward, first let's look how many questions UPSC is asking from the government schemes. So in 2016, as we can see, UPSC has 9 questions from the government schemes. In 2017, UPSC has a direct question from the National Agriculture Market, Unified Payment, Intellectual Property Rights, Nutrition Mission, Vidyanjali Scheme, Unnat Bharat, S4A, or they are asking in 2016, Uday, Atal Pension, Mudra Yojana, SWAM, Stand Up, Mission Indradhanush, etc. So roughly you can take an average that UPSC is asking 8 to 9 questions every year from the government schemes. Now for this year 2018, I'm expecting roughly 8 to 9 questions again from the government schemes. But the problem of the government schemes is students are committing a lot of common mistakes. For example, there are multiple reasons of committing these mistakes. For example, the first major problem is the reliability of the material, the government schemes content that is available in the market. For example, take the case of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. From the government schemes, UPSC asks 2 types of questions. First one will be the simple question like Unnat Bharat is a term related to what? The second one is UPSC will give 2 or 3 statements from one scheme and then they will say the first statement will be this scheme belongs to which ministry, the second will be the objective of the scheme and one more third statement and then they will ask 1 only, 2 only in all this. So for example, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, the objective is to coverage the irrigation as well as the water use efficiency. So from this thing as well as in many material in the market, it is there that Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana belongs to the Ministry of Agriculture. But this is not true because it is the interministerial committee has been set up under the Prime Minister which is taking care, which is responsible for the implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So it is not under the Ministry of Agriculture. For example, then we have the pencil portal. So under this pencil portal, which roughly makes it that this thing belongs to the Ministry of Education, HRD Ministry or something else. But pencil is related to the labor. It is the labor ministry which is responsible. This is also not correct in many sources. Then we have the Lakshya. So Lakshya, for example, it is the maternal and the newborn morbidity and mortality. In many of the content that is available, it is mentioned it is related to the Ministry of Women, which is not correct. Or Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, I can guarantee you all the content that is available at present in front of you has said that Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat is under the Ministry of Culture, which is again not correct because as per the objective, even if you know the objective, for example, it is related to celebrate the unity, the national integration, then we have the rich heritage, which is giving an inclination that this scheme belongs to the Ministry of Culture. Or if you are talking about the integration, it can be the Ministry of the Home Affairs or it can be the multiple, for example, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana like thing and interministerial coordination. But this particular Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat belongs to Ministry of HRD. So you need to take care of such mistakes because out of the 7 or 8 questions that UPSC is asking, everybody is having the knowledge of 4 to 5 questions of the government scheme. It's only about the rest of the 4 to 5 questions which makes the difference, which will be by solving these questions only you can clear the exam. The approach of the class will be, first of all I'm going to cover the score of the core schemes, the new classification which has come. Again a lot of mistakes are there in this classification. Then we have total 28 core of the core and the core schemes at present. And this particular data I got from the Union Budget 2018 and 19. For example, the coverage of the class, for example, I want to cover one particular ministry, that is the Ministry of Human Resource Development. First of all, we'll go by the structure of the ministry. We have 2 basic divisions of the Ministry of Human Resource Development. So these 2 departments, this belongs to the Department of the Higher Education and these 3 have been integrated now. So this is the most updated content at present we have. We have integrated the primary as well as the secondary education to give a convergence based approach. After the conversion of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik as well as the teachers training, now we have the integrated scheme of the school education. So the question can be which of the following are the part of the integrated scheme of the school education. Then let's take how we are going to discuss or how we are going to remember these schemes in the exam hall because there is a lot of confusion. We have 350 plus government schemes which we need to remember. So through this diagrammatic based approach and the totally holistic understanding interrelated the comparison of one scheme with the other scheme, this is the best way to remember all the schemes. For example, we have Padhe Bharat, Bade Bharat, then we have the National Reading Initiative, Rashtriya Avishkar Yojana, Kala Utsav, Udan, E-Pathshala, Saransh, Shala Siddhi, and then we have the Vidyanjali which came last year. Shagun portal is there. So how to remember all these things? By understanding all these things through a diagram. For example, we have Padhe Bharat is for the improvement actually, for the class first and second student. Then we have the National Reading Initiative is just the extension of this particular improvement in language as well as improvement in the mathematics. So up to the middle level we have this National Reading Initiative, which has been nothing but the extension of Padhe Bharat and Bhade Bharat. Then we have the Rashtriya Avishkar Yojana, which is just to increase your interest in science, mathematics and technology. So these four schemes, Padhe Bharat, National Reading Initiative, Rashtriya Avishkar Yojana, as well as the Udan scheme that we have. Udan is a scheme which is roughly, I think it is 4 Udan schemes we have. The first one is Udan is related to the Hawai Chappal wala. The finance minister used the word from Hawai Chappal to Hawai Jahaj. So Udan is from the aviation sector we have. Udan is also related to providing the skill to the minority in Jammu and Kashmir. Then in agriculture also we have Agri Udan scheme, and here we have, all of us know that the enrollment of women in engineering colleges is less. So you need to incentivize, you need to provide the skill set in science, mathematics and technology to increase their enrollment in the engineering colleges. That is why Udan scheme is basically for the girl students in 11th class as well as the 12th class to increase their enrollment in the engineering colleges. So these 4 schemes are related to the science, mathematics and technology. You need to complement science with the arts. That is why we have the Kala Utsav, which is focusing upon the arts, music and all this component. Then we have this is the schemes which are related to the students. Then we have the scheme which is related to the teachers. So for voluntary teaching and all, we have the Vindhyanjali scheme which came last year. And then we have the national mission on the teachers we have. Also from the government perspective, we have the Shagun portal. Shagun means we have Shala. Shala means the school we have the Pathshala, and Gun means the Gunvatta. Gunvatta means the quality. You need to improve the quality of the schools through sharing of the best practices among the schools, as well as you need to monitor the things which cannot be measured, cannot be improved. So Shagun portal will be used to monitor the implementation of the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. So these Padhe Bharat, NRI, Rashtriya Avishkar Yojana, Vindhyanjali, Shagun, then we have midday meal, Tithi Bhoj, all these things comes under this Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Then at the next stage we have the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. So all of us know that at the level of the Madhyamik, at the secondary education level, the problem is not of the enrollment, the problem is because of the retention. So how to retain the students in the school, you need to evaluate the performance of the school. You need something. So you will make use of the technology to increase their retention. And that is why for the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, we have all these schemes. So some of the schemes are being there for the school, some are there for the students' parents, some are being the initiative of the NCERT, and some are the initiatives of the CBSE. So from the school, we have Shala Siddhi. So in case of this Shala Siddhi, this is for the school. School needs to compare with each other. So it is for the evaluation, the self-evaluation of the school. Siddhi means the highest quality, the peak of the quality that you need to attain. So to attain this particular thing, what you need is the comparison. So under this, standards are being set up and you need to compare all the standards. Within the school, there will be a comparison. Then we have the Shala Darpan. Darpan means the mirror. So it is nothing but the mirror image of the school. So profile management of school will be there, profile management of students, attendance, all this thing, whatever is happening in the school will be there in this Shala Darpan portal. All these are the technology based initiatives of the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha. Then we have the e-Pathshala. E-Pathshala is nothing but whatever is available in the Pathshala school level. Uska online version we have is the e-Pathshala. So it is the initiative of the NCERT. All the NCERT books are available online, plus videos are available, plus audio is available. So e-Pathshala is a holistic term. It's not only including all the e-books, plus videos and all, community intervention should be there. Then we have the CBSE initiative is a Sharans. Sharans is nothing but the summary. It means why you need a summary is to conclude something, to finally take a decision. So this Sarans is basically the decision support system which is being set up by the CBSE. And then we have is the Ashmita. In case of the Ashmita is nothing but it is the Aadhaar enabled thing of all the students. You need to track the students from the first class to the 12th class so that you can retain the students in the school. all these schemes, this is just the introduction part of all these schemes. Then in detail we will discuss all the schemes. For example, first we'll start from the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, all how 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, 29A article, then Right to Education Act 2009, and how Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, all these things are interrelated to each other. The purpose of this class is to use maximum diagram, flow chart and all these things so as to retain these schemes in the exam. Because to remember 350 plus schemes and the ministries and the sections, the sectors to which these schemes are related to is really difficult to remember in the exam tension. So this, using all these things, using the flow diagram, the pictures, we are going to remember these things. For example, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, although the ultimate responsibility belongs to the HRD ministry, but it is a convergence based approach. So it means multiple ministries are the line agencies to implement the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Then the objectives of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan. Now we can discuss in detail Padhe Bharat, Bade Bharat, the National Reading Initiative, Rashtriya Avishkar Yojana. So we'll discuss all these things in detail again. Once we'll cover this Shagun portal, Vindhyanjali, the midday meal scheme, the Tithi Bhoj and all, then we will go to the Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan. After covering all these schemes, then again we will discuss, we will do the Saransh, the summary of all this particular diagram. So this is about the school level. Then at the higher education level also we have multiple schemes, Ishan Uday, Vikas, Pragati, Swami Vivekanand. Then we have the Saksham portal is there. How to remember such schemes? Again the solution belongs to the diagram. All these schemes are there. So what the diagram will do is SWAM. Last year UPSC asked a question from the SWAM. Udan we have, then Vittiya Saransh, then Shodh Ganga is there, Margdarshan is there. So the solution again belongs to the diagram. So under this diagram at the higher education level, we have four major stakeholders. First we have is the society. The second we have is the industry, education institute as well as the global scientist we have. So the connectivity between society and industry will be done by the Unnat Bharat, which UPSC asked last year. Between the industry and the education institutions, we have the Uchchatar Avishkar Yojana. As the economic survey also said that there is a difference, there is a wide gap between the industry as well as the research institutions. Research institutions having the potential students, potential scientists, but the needs of the industry are not being met because industry is facing some challenges, some problems which are not being resolved. They have the money as well, but these problems are not being resolved because of the problem of the manpower. So by connectivity for the need based research, whatever will be the problem of the industry will be industry specific need based research will be done by the education institutions. So this is the Uchchatar Avishkar Yojana we have. Then the connectivity between the education institutions of India with the global scientists we have is the GYAN, under which major global scientists, the academia will come and then they will teach in India. Then within the education institutions we have multiple schemes just like Margdarshan and all. I'll elaborate this particular diagram along with all the schemes in the class. First we have is the Imprint India. Under this Imprint India we have 10 domains. Domain specific research will be done by the best institutes of India, the IITs, IISc, they will come together and then they will solve the domain specific research problems. Then we have the Campus Connect for example. So all 24/7 connectivity of all the central government institutions we have. Then some of the schemes from the UGC, which is the generic courses providing higher education, and some are from the technical colleges we have. The AICT is the regulator for these things. The first one we have is the Ishan. So to remember the Ishan Uday or Ishan Vikas, the difference is the word Ishan. From the Hindu mythology, Ishan means it is the culmination, it is the guardian of the northeast. It is the culmination of knowledge as well as the wealth. The knowledge is nothing but it is being related to the north direction. Wealth is related to the north direction and knowledge is related to the east direction. So Ishan, Uday and Vikas should be a scheme which is related to the northeast. So in India's northeast, to increase their enrollment, to provide the scholarship in generic courses or to increase their interrelation with the technical colleges, whenever in their leaves, in their holidays, their connectivity with the technical colleges, IITs and all will be taken care in the Ishan Vikas. In case of the Ishan Uday, scholarship will be given for the generic courses. Similarly, for the girl students under the UGC, we have is the Swami Vivekanand Single Girl Child Scheme. In case of the AICT, we have is the Pragati scheme, which is for the single child, we have single girl child. For the differently abled, we have is the Saksham. There are a lot of schemes from the Saksham. From the Railway Ministry also we have Saksham. HRD also we have Saksham. So this is the way through which we are going to remember. So now, for example, all Campus Connect, Uchitar Avishkar, institutional ranking, Unnat Bharat, Gyan initiatives and all. Again we'll discuss in detail, but this is the diagram which will be hand ready to you just before the exam. Just one day before the exam, you can remember, you can recall all the 350 plus schemes. This is the best way actually to remember all these schemes. Similarly, in case of the Ministry of Women and Child, for example. So in case of Ministry of Women and Child, these three, there are two basic umbrella schemes in Ministry of Women and Child Development. First we have is the ICDS, and the second one we have is the Mission for Protection and Empowerment for Women. So these two umbrella schemes, within these umbrella schemes we have Beti Bachao, One Stop Center, then we have the Mahila Shakti Kendra, Mahila E-Heart, we have Mahila Police Volunteers. So we'll discuss all these schemes in detail, but you need to understand the hierarchy of all these schemes so that you will be able to connect the dots. Connecting the dots is a major problem in the exam. So we'll discuss all these things in detail. At present we have PM Matru Vandana Yojana. I'm expecting a question from the PM Matru Vandana Yojana. How this PM Matru Vandana Yojana is related to Prime Minister Matritva Sahyog Yojana, which comes under which ministry, in which particular scheme there is some money which is being given. What is the difference between Shishu Suraksha, what is the difference between Shishu and Shishu Suraksha Yojana, how they are related to the Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana, and how Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana, which has been removed now, it is related to the Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. All these things will be discussed in detail. For example, we have the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So we have three ministries, then we have the 9 ministries also which are responsible, but the nodal ministry we have. Then similarly in case of the health and family welfare, the National Health Mission is at the top, being further divided into the two parts. In case of the, what is the difference between Asha, Anganwadi workers we have, and then we have the auxiliary nurse midwives. Ministry of Agriculture, for example, how all these schemes are interrelated. Whether this, the whole government schemes of Ministry of Agriculture are being further divided into Green Revolution we have, or we can say some individual schemes are there. This Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana does not come under Ministry of Agriculture. It is a culmination of the addition of these three schemes. Only the on-farm management scheme comes under the Ministry of Agriculture. Then we have the White Revolution is there. And then finally you can register the classes. We are starting from the 7th. I'll cover all the 350 plus government schemes with the ready-made handouts that you will get. And the class is starting from 7th. So 7th, 8th, 9th we have class. The timings are 9:30 AM to the 12:30 AM. The class is available at the both end. We have the offline in the institute, it will be available. You can call on this number, as well as the class is also available online at flavido.com. At present, there is also an early bird discount if you will enroll before the 5th of May. Thank you guys.